The Mobile County Public School System presents Homeroom with Nancy Pierce.
Hello and welcome to Homeroom. I'm Nancy Pierce, Communications Supervisor for the Mobile County Public School System. It is so good to have you with us today, and we have two very special guests that are going to tell us all about a wonderful Signature Academy. We've been talking about Signature Academies, but we have many more to talk about, and we are so excited about this one. And I want to introduce my guests. I have to the right, both of them. First, it is Juanita Veal. You are the Signature Academy Specialist.
That's correct.
Welcome.
Thank you.
And also we have Michelle Spriggs, and you are, from what I hear, the unbelievable teacher.
Yes.
Go ahead and agree.
Okay, thank you.
I've heard really good things, really good things.
Yeah.
This is at Blount High School. It is fabulous. Really, you've done a lot of the programs. Well, this is HCAP. Let's explain what HCAP means, because I know we talk about HCAP, and if you aren't into educatese and things like that, you might say, HCAP, okay, what does that stand for? And try to figure it out yourself. So why don't you tell us, Michelle, what does HCAP mean?
HCAP stands for Health Careers Access Program. It's a program that was designed many years ago. I've been at Blount for 18 years.
And so it's been at Blount for 18 years as far as
It started
HCAP.
as a pilot program, actually through the Mobile County Public School System, the City of Pritchard, the Chamber of Commerce, and the University of South Alabama, and health professionals within the community. It was thought that health professionals were leaving on the entry-level jobs, and in order to try to retain some of those employees, they thought about putting a pilot program in a high school to see why people were leaving and to try to generate an interest in healthcare, and of course, too, because of the shortages of a number of employees.
Oh, sure, without a doubt. Were you able to find out why they were leaving?
I think it was because of myths related to professions, especially health professions, but also because people had this different idea of what they were going to be getting into, basically for the money aspect,
Right.
as opposed to what the job responsibilities actually entailed. So when bringing that program into the high school setting, they were able to expose students to the actual job by having them to shadow health professionals, and that's what we've been doing.
Great. Well, as far as the myths, let's go over some. What were people thinking about the myths?
First of all, you're going to get rich quick.
Oh, really?
Yes, and second of all, you don't do very much, and I think the educational aspects as well, that you can get there really easy, and it's just not like that.
I was going to
process
say
with everything, but we definitely are targeting the students that have a really broad base in math and science, and therefore they have to be self-disciplined as well, and all of those things coming together into trying to make that well-rounded health professional.
Wow. So you talk about nursing?
Yes.
What else?
Nursing, physical therapy, respiratory therapy, veterinary medicine, CNA. I mean, it just goes on and on.
CNA.
Certified Nursing Assistant, which now we're actually credentialing our students.
You are?
This year we would credential 18. Last year we did 10, and the year prior 21.
Wow.
So we're very proud. We have a 100% pass rate, and our students do well.
That's incredible. I mean, you should be very, very proud. So
Very
now I
proud.
understand why they call you the great teacher. So that is really wonderful.
you.
And you've been there 18 years doing this, so you must love it.
I do love it. It's definitely not about the money, and it's trying to instill into young people a caring attitude, a caring nature, to bring out those characteristics that health professionals seek or employers seek in their employees, and we do that on a daily basis.
That's great. That is great. Let's talk about it becoming a Signature Academy. You said it's been there for 18 years, but this year it became one of the Signature Academies, and we are getting more every year. But
Correct.
well, tell me about that. So it's the umbrella of the healthcare is the umbrella.
Yes. And as we look at it as a part of the 80-20 initiative, college and career readiness, what Mobile County decided to do was to create the Signature Academy piece in order for our students to be college and career ready. And we want 80% of graduates by 2020. So what we really did was create the academies, and we are considered as the first cohort group. That means that there are 3 other schools along with Blount that has partaken in the academy experiences. And this is our first year, and it has been a successful one. And what we're looking at is not only the HCAP program, which is our signature piece.
Right.
However, we have the business, information technology, and marketing piece. We also have arts and human services, and we have construction, transportation, and manufacturing as well.
Wow.
Yes.
Kids have a whole lot. It's a different ball game, isn't it?
Yes, it
I know
is.
from when I went to school.
Correct. And what we're looking at is the fact that you're looking at a small umbrella of the college experience in high school, whereas the students, they will select an academy, and then not only would they select the academy, but they will select a pathway. So within the pathway, and what I mean by pathway, there are other classes that they can take within, just like she said, with the HCAP program, and she listed basically nursing, possibly pre-med and so forth. But in the business, then we have the business business management and marketing piece. We have information technology where the students go in and they learn how to create apps and so forth. And as well as with marketing, they will learn how to do the marketing phase of it, and along with the other ones. And it's a broad umbrella.
It really is.
Yes, it is.
What are they saying about it? What are the students saying about it?
At this point, this is just like we said, this is our first year. Our sophomores, they have been, all of the sophomores were given foundation classes with which they had to take. So this is their basis. Next year, as a junior, then they would go into what they call their considered concentration piece, the junior senior year. In the senior year, that's an internship program with which they will follow through on. And as Ms. Briggs related earlier concerning credentialing and certification, then this is what we're looking at. We're looking at having business partners and being able to prepare our students for the world of work if they're not going off to college. But if they're going off to college, then they have that choice as well.
And of course, they still have the basic core classes that all of the students take.
Yes.
You know, I think sometimes people think that in the signature academies or in the magnet schools that it's just totally concentrated on whatever your field is, but that is not true. You still have to take your core, and and that's so important.
It
And
is.
because I would like to say that I
Sure.
think that it gives each student an opportunity to find him or herself.
Sure.
Correct.
They can actually
agree.
find an identity of their own without having to feel like they have to fall under a certain umbrella, because they do get a chance to reach out and say, okay, this is what I want to do. Finally, there's something that I want to do, and I can kind of shine, and they can go on and be an individual.
How much do you think it helps the students as far as grades, as far as doing their homework, as far as anything like that, when they can do this, when they can pick their passion?
I think it's just like anything else. You do well in what you enjoy.
Exactly.
So if you are an artist, you're going to do much better in art performing classes. And I'm not saying you're not going to do well in math and science.
Right.
But what we've asked teachers to do, or what our administrators have asked teachers to do, is to incorporate the cross curriculum. In that if you are if you are art, or if you are healthcare, that you put math into your program, you
Sure.
put history,
Exactly.
and therefore the student in turn gets to understand what it is that they're doing and where it came from, and how they can benefit in using all of the course. The
You
core
can
classes.
always integrate math.
Exactly.
Science. You can always
Yes.
integrate that into whatever you're teaching.
Whatever you're teaching.
You know, you can integrate, if you're talking about music, you can integrate math and music, or music and math. So you just have to use a little creativity, a little imagination. But how much better for students to get all of that and be immersed in that? That's what I think is really cool.
Exactly.
Oh boy, I mean,
It's
it's
just called thinking out the box.
out of the box, and I love it. It's such a changing world. It just has grown by leaps and bounds, and for you all to be part of the beginning course as far as your HCAP program, that hasn't begun. We need to take a break right now, so you two sit tight, don't leave me, and you stay with us. We'll be right back.
I'm Ashley Rich, Mobile County District Attorney. The failure to obey school bus safety laws will cost you. It can cost you up to a $3,000 fine and the loss of your driving privileges.
But more than that, it could cost the life of a child. That's why the Mobile County Public School System is urging you to stop and obey all bus traffic laws. Hi, I'm Pat Mitchell, Director of Transportation for the Mobile County Public School System. We're asking you to obey all bus safety laws. It could save a life. Remember, stop ahead when you see red. Our future depends on it.
For me, it started back in 1942 when my family moved to Mobile, and I began my high school career at Murphy High School. Today, it's so important to be able to ingrain in yourself what are you going to do in future life, and you need to be prepared. And so subsequently, everything at Murphy was very important in my life, and so it was instrumental in preparing me for future life and future profession that I wanted to be in.
Sweetheart, can I give you a hand?
No thanks, Dad. I got it.
Okay. I'm gonna go fix the lamp in your room.
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. There are thousands of children in foster care who will take you just as you are.
Welcome back to Homeroom. I am so delighted to have my two guests with me. They are from Blount High School. We have Miss Beal and Ms. Spriggs, and teacher in the purple, which is a Blount color.
Yes.
Yes, you're wearing a Blount color. And also, you are the Academy Specialist, so
That's correct.
Which is wonderful, because you've got to have somebody that's over that program. I mean, it is, to make it grow, to make it successful, not only do you have to have great teachers, such as Mrs. Spriggs, but you also have got to have somebody that really knows what they're doing to keep it all together, right?
That's correct.
Good, well, I'm glad of that. You know, one thing we were talking about during the break is, if I live in West Mobile, or let's say downtown, and I want to go to Blount because I really am interested in nursing or being a vet, whatever, can I do that? I mean, even though that is not my zoned school, can I do that?
Yes, and what we have prepared here is the fact that there is a transportation that will bring you into the schools.
Well, that's great.
In any school that you choose to go to as a signature academy, then you will be bused. But there was an application process that the student had to complete the application, voicing the interest, and whether or not they get accepted or not, then that was a part of that process. But even after they've gotten accepted, yes, there is transportation that will be provided. If you live, say for instance, in Irvington, and you wanted to come to Blount, yes, that is a possibility.
Well, that's great. That really is great, because you live in Irvington, but you aren't interested in another signature academy that might be closer to you. So you really want to do what you offer. I think it's fabulous for everybody, for the teachers, for the students, for the parents. Are you getting good reaction from the parents? What are they saying? Because I'm sure you've had meetings and they come and talk to you. What kind of feedback are you getting?
Parents are very excited, and a lot of them are saying, even with the students that we have now that are graduating, they're saying that, why wasn't this when I was here? Why wasn't this when my children were in school? Because they feel like this is the way to go with the education process. So they're very excited.
And we're actually going to get probably a final analysis or assessment, however you want to say it, in just a few weeks when our seniors are preparing to graduate. And just prior to that, taking the certified nursing assisting test, the parents will actually come in for the pinning ceremony, which is scheduled for May 8th. And they will in turn have an opportunity to listen to our guest speaker and then express, just how they feel about the program and how it's helped their kid, or if it didn't. And they have a tool that they can use with this evaluation tool.
That's great. Now, what's a pinning ceremony?
The pinning ceremony is much like when a physician would receive his white coat.
Oh, okay.
You've reached a milestone that says you've completed the program. So the pinning ceremony signifies that the student has successfully passed the certified nursing assistant examination and can now leave Blount High School and get a job the very next day.
Wow.
Correct.
Do you actually pin something on them?
They actually receive a pin
that
says CNA, yes.
That is so exciting.
Yes,
How many do you think you'll have this year?
There will be 18.
18, oh, that's right, you said 18.
18.
Wow, and the program's gonna grow and grow and grow. I know it will.
Yes.
What
we're
is the
excited.
most popular program, do you think? Is it pre-med vet, to be a vet tech, to be a nurse? Which one do you think is most popular?
I think the most popular is under our therapeutics program. There are 5 different healthcare categories, And therapeutics is the one that has the most employees. And that's your doctors, your nurses, your technicians, anyone that's actually giving hands-on care. Is considered a therapeutic, under that therapeutic category. So you have the girls that are interested in nursing, but this year, some of my girls are kind of stepping out, and I've got 3 pre-med, pharmacy, and then there's several nurses. My young man want to do, actually he wants to go into nursing first, but he wants to go on into med school. And then I have another young man who actually wants to be a pharmacist. So it just varies from year to year.
Sure.
But on the average, I would think that nursing probably is. And that's because that's what the kids have heard the most about.
Sure.
But when they get into the shadowing and they get out and they actually are able to follow someone, some of them change their minds. And that's what we want them to do. We want them to change their minds before they go off to get, because parents don't want to pay all that money. Yeah, so it works out really well.
I think it used to be you decide, or your parents would really help you decide what you were going to do, and maybe you got to your senior year and you thought, this is not meant for me. And then what do? I mean, it happens in college too, and you talk about a waste of money and a waste of time to go back, and maybe you won't do it. Maybe you'll just go ahead and get into a career that you really don't like.
Yeah, maybe even to media.
Yeah, maybe to media. But I mean, that it's so incredible. I want to talk about shadowing in our next segment, but because that to me means so much. Did you ever have an opportunity, either one of you, to shadow anyone in their jobs?
Yes, I did.
Did you?
Yes, and it is very important. And as a matter of fact, even with my children, and they graduated some years ago, they had shadowing as well. And even though that I have a daughter that was in a medical program, and now she's a dental hygienist, and I have one that was in the business, and that's the pathway that she chose, and we did not have academies at that time.
Right.
Yes, so it is important. For shadowing is very important, because then you have that hands-on experience that you're gaining, and internships as well. And I'm going to allow Ms. Spriggs to talk about the internship programs because that is very important with our business partners.
What would we do without our business partners, first of all? They are just fabulous. I don't know what we would do.
Yes.
And they're so willing.
They are.
Really want to help. What kind of feedback have you had from them as far as why they're doing this? Why are they getting involved with Blount, with the Signature Academy, with HCAP? Why do they do it?
Because they are willing to me. They're looking at the fact that they're wanting to give back to the community.
Right.
And by them doing that, then they are contributing to the community as well, because they are training young minds to go out into the career or into the workforce and be gainfully employed based on their assistance, and that's very important.
I think it's wonderful. We're going to talk about internship in just a minute. Is it closed as far as registration for next year?
Yes.
It is.
The ending application date was April 1st.
Okay. Is there a grade point average to get into a particular part of the academy?
Well, with healthcare, we're looking at a 2.0 GPA coming in math and science, because students have to be strong in those courses in order for them to be successful with that curriculum. Yes.
Now, if they go into nursing, they would come out of Blount, and then they would go to a university where they could get a nursing degree?
Yes.
Yes.
Is that another 2 years, 4 years? What? I guess it depends if you're an LPN or RN.
No, it actually depends on which route you choose to take.
Okay.
What I mean by that is you have the associate degree programs, which are the 2 year programs, but you also have the LPN program as well, which is still nursing, but it's the licensed practical nurse. And then the registered 4-year program, the baccalaureate program, is a 4-year program.
Well, go back to the associated. Okay, what would that allow someone to do? If
The same thing as a baccalaureate. However, when you're talking about management positions, they actually gear those positions toward the baccalaureate nurse, the BSN nurse.
Okay.
And I've been out of the hospital now for 18 years. Some things may have changed, but as far as I know, everyone's pushing toward the baccalaureate master's program and the practitioner's program.
Right. We're going to take another break, and we'll be back to wrap up, but we still have about 8 minutes when we come back. So I do want to talk about internships and a lot more, because this is a wonderful program. So you stay there, you come back. We'll be back in just 90 seconds.
I went to Murphy High School. In fact, to this day, my blood bleeds blue and gold. To this day, some of my best friends are the high school football buddies that I had. We really had a wide array of classes available to us. All of my future relates back to the foundations that were given to me by the wonderful teachers and principals that I had when I was a kid.
I saw Mr. Tillman's class. Just that quick little 5 minutes I had with him made me think that I really wanted to do small engines. I just love tinkering with them, just a gearhead. Graduating from the Career Tech Center has allowed me to better myself, make more money, be more informed about the trade that I'm going to be in. I just felt like doing a trade is just better than working in an office or something. I have to be outside working on my hand or something.
MCPSS Career Tech. Start your future today.
When you throw away money on wasted electricity, you're throwing away everything you could have bought with it. Saving energy saves you money. Learn more at EnergySavers.gov.
Welcome back. We are continuing our conversation with two wonderful folks from Blount High School about their Signature Academy. And with me, I have to my right, both of them are to my right, I have Ms. Veal and I also have Ms. Briggs, and it's so good to have you.
Thank
you. You are the Academy Specialist, yes. Signature Academy Specialist, and you are one of the teachers. What all do you teach, by the way?
This term, I actually have the internship program, which
oh, good, because that's what we wanted to talk about.
The students actually come to me for 2 entire blocks, 98 mini blocks. And then I have a sports medicine third mini block.
Oh, cool.
And then we have the intro to pharmacy class, which is my 4th block and my planning period as well. Mrs. McGrew, who's not here with us today, also it has the therapeutics class, and I think she's also teaching the human body structure class this term. And I may have that wrong, but those are some of the classes that we do teach. But it's good.
It's good. You
It's
have
good.
4 different classes. You have 4 subject areas
Yes.
that you plan for, and also during your planning period. Oh my gosh, I mean, that seems like a lot, but you love it.
I love it.
I mean, you said that several times this morning. And what is more important? I mean, we talk about money. Sure, money's great, but if you're unhappy in your job, in your career, it's not that great. But you obviously, both of you, have such passion for this, for the HCAP program, for the Signature Academy. But I've been kind of hinting at, I want to talk about the internships. And so you deal with that.
Yes.
Ms. Briggs, and tell me about it.
The students are actually prepped their 9th grade year for the internship program. Once they've been identified, which now it's going to be in the spring semester, which is now, of their freshman year, they will begin the academy starting their sophomore year.
Okay.
With their first class, which is our foundations class. Once taking the foundation class and progressing on to the therapeutics or the human body structure class their junior year, they will enter into the internship program, which is the senior year, the spring term. And by that time, the students have matured. They understand probably the procedures of how we do things in our program, and hopefully then they're ready to go out into the community, in which we have partners that will agree to have our kids to come in for a certain number of hours during the week. And this year we've been, I say blessed, I won't say lucky, we've been blessed to have the University of South Alabama's Medical Center.
Oh, wonderful.
We have Mobile Infirmary Healthcare, Dr. Spriggs. We also have Hands of Hope Clinic over in the Trinity Gardens area. The Mobile County Health Department has agreed, and we're still working on Franklin Primary, but we hopefully we can get in there.
That'd be great.
But those students, our students actually get a chance to go to these different places, and they're there from 7 in the morning and possibly till 10:30, 11 o'clock. And I forgot, I apologize, Twin Oaks Long-Term Care Nursing Home also.
So a very
It's just
different
very,
variety,
that's
which
right.
is great.
And they go and they actually follow health professionals while they're there in the different departments.
Right.
And I promise the first day they came in, this term was, I saw a baby born. Oh, Miss Breeze, now I want to be an OBGYN. Okay, let's go. You just said you want to do dogs, and now you want to do babies. Let's take it slow, you know. But those kind of things really spark the excitement within the kids, and it intrigues them to go out and to really identify what they want to do. So the birthing of that baby is something, I'm telling you.
Oh, I'm sure. So they actually go, do they go in the delivery room?
Yes, and one actually saw brain surgery this year.
What? Wow. And what kind of reaction was that?
Well, when she came in, she was just, her affect was just like, Miss Briggs, I saw it. What did you see? A brain. I actually saw
a brain.
So I can tell you, it really does.
I mean, how many of us have seen a brain? Other than maybe you'll see it in an MRI or a PET scan or something, but oh, how great. And not everybody would want to do that or would want to see a baby being born. And that's what's so cool about this is they have that opportunity to go to whatever what about if they, do we have any vets that will take interns?
Yes, Dr. Ronald Smith has been very instrumental in our kids who want to go into veterinary medicine. The situations that we have is that his clinic actually offers more in the afternoon hours.
Yeah,
and I don't have them.
Right.
So I have the kids who really want to do it. We make it available for them.
Wow, that's great.
They go after class, they go after school, and they get a chance to see some of the very things that he does on the days that he's able to offer that to them. So he's been great.
Do you have many kids that switch once if they go to an internship and they go, oh, I don't know, can they switch or not? Do they need to stay in that internship or at least stay in the path that they're going?
Well, that's kind of, I'm going to let Ms. Veal handle about the pathways, but the thing is, with healthcare, the foundation of it is almost the same across the board initially.
Right.
So it's not until that next level, that's why we have them to do the rotation.
Yeah.
So that they can, but otherwise, that very bottom part, the math, the English, that's going to be the same.
Good, that's good.
And they do have the opportunity, if they like, to change their pathway of major. They only have one opportunity to do that. So yes,
they need to think it over.
They really need to think it over,
Sure.
just like you would if you were in college.
Right.
They have to think it over.
So you changed a few times too? Is that what you told me during the break?
Yes.
But that's good because
Yes.
you found what you were were interested in.
Exactly. My mom wanted me to be a nurse, but I didn't want to be a nurse. I always wanted to be a teacher.
See, and so that's perfect.
I didn't want to tell you, but I think I took the scenic route. I actually have 2 degrees. My first one is in adult education because I couldn't make up my mind, and my second one is in nursing, so it can happen.
Is there a big shortage of nurses now?
I think there's a shortage of healthcare professionals across the board.
Yes.
Because I don't want to target just one area. We really want people to find what's best for you. Don't say, oh, I'm going to go into nursing because I have a shortage.
Right.
No, you have to feel what you need to feel to be a nurse. Yes.
Sure. Well, I've heard vet school is very difficult to get into, but you prepare them, so it's perfect. We only have a minute left. So is there anything that you would like to say that we haven't talked about yet, just about the program? And
well, basically about the gratitude with our business partners. They have been very instrumental in coming in. The 100 Black men have been there. I mean, just coming in and doing essential skills. As a matter of fact, CVS Pharmacy has been very instrumental in hiring some of our students.
Great.
And you know, Mobile Infirmary, Providence, they have come in to the schools. They have done mock interviews and so forth. So I mean, our business partners have been very vocal and instrumental in that process.
That's
so
wonderful.
we are really grateful to them.
And we are out of time, have about 5 seconds left. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it, and everybody, it's so interesting. So you really educated us. Thank you.
Thank you.
And thank you for watching and for listening.